Hello my friends, welcome to Reddit Rabbit. Before we start, catch the rabbit at the bottom right corner, smash that subscribe button and leave a comment. r/AskReddit, what looks easy peasy lemon squeezy, but is actually difficult lemon difficult? Drawing something from memory, like a bird or something. In mind, yep that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird. Draws squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Reminds of the bicycle challenge. Go draw a bicycle from memory right now. Just take a pencil and paper or open paint at this very moment and draw with your mouse. Turns out everyone knows what a bicycle looks like, but almost nobody can draw it correctly without looking it up before. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy as frick, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, bleh, here just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel. 20 minutes later. Welp, all done. The Walking Dead is so guilty of this. They would have been overburying their dead by season 2. In any setting with zombies you should cremate the dead anyway. If I've learned anything from 7 Days to Die, the way to deal with zombies is to just leave them where they fall and they will just disappear in a few moments. Sometimes dropping loot. Agreed. One of my pet peeves in movies is where they dig a grave, especially in the woods, with a shovel. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup they have a heart alright, when in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They're looking for hernias. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. As the wife of a doctor, I can attest that I have spent a fair amount of time being the dummy test patient of various physical exams. Did he push on your balls? Flying remote controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5-6 more times before I gave up and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. I wanted to get into FPV quad racing. Decided to try out some of the sims to get used to it. I don't know if there are sims for RC Hellas, but there are a bunch for quads. Dear god, it was so much harder than I thought. I'm just starting to get good enough where I feel like I could invest in a quad, but just can't get the courage to invest in all the gear needed for FPV. Trust me, you get used to it very quickly. Baby steps. As for a quad, invest in goggles and a radio, so that you don't end up like me, and buy IT goggles, so I can't fly farther than 50 feet away from me. Crashes aren't that expensive when you're a beginner. Just take it easy, and start with hovering, then move on to moving forwards, then turning while moving forwards, and etc. I believe in you, Edit. I'm getting a lot of responses from this. Feel free to PM me if you have any other questions. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not. The 4 laundry baskets full of clean clothes sitting in my bedroom would agree with you. LOL. Wait, your laundry is clean? Mine still hasn't been washed and I'm still cycling through the stuff I haven't worn since high school. P. My clothes are clean, but always in the dryer. My dryer is my closet. When you're too lazy to confess your sexuality, you come out of the dryer instead. Maintaining friendships from high school, college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we're not best friends who talk every day, but if it went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. My best friend from elementary school reached out after 20 years of going our own way. It's remarkable how much we both still have in common. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult, because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me, because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. My arms went from flab to fab in the first 2 months I had to use my wheelchair. On the downside, my legs did the opposite. Doctors hate him for this one weird trick. Get absolutely shredded following this crash course. Never skipper. Never mind. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Damn, my soul hurts. I have empathy pain now. I'm working really hard to be that person right now. Actually, it's hard, but it feels like it'll be worth it. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. The most common type of ghost is the one in a white sheet with waving arms. These are the spirits of people who died while trying to fold a fitted sheet. The real trick is to only own one sheet, so as soon as it comes out of the wash you immediately put it back on the bed and never need to even attempt folding it. I have a modified version of this, where I change the sheets, let the dirty ones sit on my floor for a week, where my dog will sleep, then wash them. Repeat. I'll bet your dog adores you for that. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree. But then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. I went to college, grad school, got a PhD and work in a senior role at a highly coveted company. I still don't feel happy. The one thing I've learned after all these years is that happiness is not defined by title or company affiliation or number of letters after your name. My resume won't be on my tombstone. But in many ways, I'm stuck because of the responsibilities I have now and all the people in my family and my profession I'm accountable to. I feel like I'll always be in the pursuit of happiness, rather than enjoying the moment I'm living in. Beekeeping. You see videos of these old dudes in their veils and beekeeping suits and it makes it seem so relaxing and easy. Turns out that bees aren't so good at finding enough food on their own and they can get sick really easy, and in the winter they can mold. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. It's still worth it though. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they're not even dead. Wah. Zombies. The biggest problem are varroa mites. If you're a beekeeper anywhere, but Australia, your bees do have mites. The only question is how many. I hear about too many well-meaning people who want to save the bees, but don't want to put evil chemicals into their hives, and then the mites and the viruses they carry kill the bees their first winter. Make no mistake, if you don't actively manage your bees they will die. And before they do they will make a last-ditch effort at survival by abandoning their disease-infested hive and flying away, frequently into somebody else's hive and massively infecting their bees too late in the season to do anything about it. I had a friend who lost a hive that way. Frick you duvet covers. Frick you hard. I get in the duvet like a mole and grab and pull until everything is layered pancake perfect, then I crawl out. What the frick, I just washed our duvet cover today and I'm totally gonna do this in like a half an hour. I'm also pretty high and it sounds super fun, so I hope I'm not disappointed. Apparently figuring out what the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy would be. The correct answer is stressed depressed, lemon zest. Thank you. A rowie towie lemon puffy. A hearty tarty lemon sharty. Loose juice lemon juice. Dimple pimple lemon not simple. Writing a post or comment on Reddit that gets recognition. Nah, it's like carpet bombing. Throw a lot out there, some of them hit. My comment history is a zillion 1-point comments and the occasional 7,000 upvote hit. And frankly it's a lot less about my own cleverness and more about being positioned in a popular thread. Look up my top comment of all time to see what I mean. It was a quick smartass add-on to something someone else said, but it was in a great thread full of funny stuff. Well thought out comment that makes a meaningful contribution to the conversation. 2 points. Stupid comment that you took 2 seconds to write. 2,000 points and 3 awards.